guys, you're back with us on the C Morning Show. Let's talk about digitalization of things. Now, Indonesia has 174.5 million internet users, and with new users growing at 3 times the global average, the online population is exploding. This boom has driven fresh demand for digital content and entertainment.
Definitely now, without a doubt, podcasts have become a new source of entertainment for Indonesians in the past 3 years. As more people tune in, and oftentimes something that's new and viral is very exciting to try.
Indeed. Now, this morning...
Konten itu bukan cuma untuk diresapi, ditarik inspirasi, dan do nothing.
The popularity of podcasts started to increase in Indonesia around 2018 when Spotify expanded its content from merely offering music to also offering podcasts.
Satu doang gitu nih, bisa balik cuman buat duduk sebentar terus ya udah.
In 2020, over 20% of Indonesian Spotify users listen to podcasts every month. And with the growing need for at-home entertainment during COVID-19, listening rates have only risen further. The audio-only format encourages the use of the listener's imagination in the same way literature does, bringing us into our theater of mind. Many of the most popular podcasts in Indonesia are focused on telling stories, such as Rintik Sendu, Podcast Mas, and Rapot. Horror stories are also a huge popular subgenre, including notable podcasts like Podcast Malam Kliwon and Do You See What I See?
Do You See What I See itu bisa dibilang setiap hari Halloween lah bagi kalian pecinta horor.
Last but not least, the sharing of life experience is another topic among top podcasts, with many popular podcasts stating that their aim is for the listener to feel less alone. There are Menjadi Manusia, Obrolan Babi Bu, and 30 Days of Lunch.
Kalau diterima, baru pelan-pelan bikin series yang original.
Yes, podcast is definitely trending in the past few years, and this morning here in the studio we have one of the top Indonesian podcasters, Ario Pratomo from 30 Days of Lunch podcast. Good morning, Ario.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to meet you
Thanks
too.
for inviting me here.
Oh,
It's awesome.
Oh, thank you. Would you like to use our studio?
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, Ario, so 30 Days of Lunch
Yep.
podcast, right? So please do tell us how it came about. I'm sure there's a big idea behind it and what sort of
Right.
things that you want to share to the society
Right.
listeners.
All credit to my partner, Ruby. Basically, he initiated the idea to make a podcast. Make actually a content that would last long, that would become a legacy, that would be useful for a lot of people. As simple as just a talk show.
Yes.
It started with that idea. We wanted to go to YouTube at the beginning.
Yeah.
But, looking at this studio, creating something on YouTube with visuals, we need good cameras, we need aesthetics, and even some interviewee who came to us feeling that there's camera on him, on them.
Right.
It's a pressure, it's more pressure, a little bit more than just a microphone. So we started something light with something just audio. So we wanted to start with a theme that we were both in our late 30s.
Same age box
right,
as us.
Right.
Yes.
And then we wanted to share things that we wish we knew when we were 20. Like investing in stocks, like investing in your mental health, mental awareness, like knowing things about your family, your background, those things. So we did. All credits to him, and then we started it. We kind of like complement each other because I already started podcast before with my wife a year before, and then I knew how the technicalities of podcast, which is a lot easier than adding a visual to it. And so yeah, it took off the first year pretty good, 4 years ago.
Wow, there you go.
I'm kind of curious, like, do you guys have any like background in the, radio industry and whatnot, or broadcast industry? Because, it's very difficult, right? Because you need to, this is somewhat just like you're listening to a radio station, but it has no music on it, and it has no jingles and whatnot. It's just you guys are talking about a specific content and whatnot. So where did you get, and your wife, get the idea we should do like a podcast?
Because it's the easiest thing to do.
All right.
We don't have to think about, we don't have to learn anything because you actually can record it on your smartphone.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the real OG style.
This is the real OG style. Even my friend who created a monologue podcasts created while driving with the background noise and everything, but still matters because the content itself, it's very valuable.
Yes, yes.
Sometimes people are more forgiving with the quality of the audio or the visual, but if the content really matters, they stay.
Yeah.
So we started with phones and stuff, and then we started to invest things in audio. We don't need that bigger studio with a lot of, knobs and buttons and stuff like it.
Right.
We just have a small recorder with a better microphone, better audio, headphones and stuff. So it's just, I don't have really a radio background. I did my time in radio just as guest, not real a presenter. I didn't take lessons about it. But it's just what matters is really the content.
Very good. You can jump into the wagon when you're, you feel like you want to do something that you're passionate about and whatnot. And as I see right now in recent years, people are just, especially Indonesian, right, Marissa? If something that is very trending, they want to do it. But it's not long lasting if you don't know how to do it. If you're not passionate about it, you just want to become one of the trends and whatnot. Now, 30 Days of Lunch, though, I've been here for 4 years. How did you get that consistency and also the commitment to where you have become right now?
Oh, it's not easy, to be honest, because the third season is one of the examples that we are almost burned out because it was pandemic. We couldn't meet with each other. The quality of audio we were good and then we were bad again because it's going through online. And then it's not as nice as meeting people face to face rather than through screens. So. The third season, we split into, let's do it ourselves, let's choose a co-host, and then collect it, and then regroup again at the end. But it still works. It still works. We choose a different strategy, and then now we're back to it. The thing is at the beginning, we started there's a reason why the name is 30 Days of Lunch. The number 30 is where we set our benchmark. At least the worst thing is we do 30 episodes. If it fails, that's it. We stop for the second season, no more. But it worked. It still works. A lot of listeners, gaining listeners after 30 episodes, and we started to do second season, third and fourth season. And the second thing is to try to make it evergreen. Content that is not just trending. Trending is okay, but what happens, we want that to be listened to a year after, 2 years after.
Timeless.
Timeless. Something related, very personal, very relatable to your mental, to your, conscious and stuff like that. So we can grab new listeners every day. People still relatable after several years.
Yeah, and speaking of content, your content is basically making content that nourishes the mind. Now,
I hope so.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's like, why is it important for 30 Days of Lunch to make such content? I mean, it's like, what do you see in the society at the moment that makes you feel like, hey, guys, I think we need to do this,
We see ourselves, I see ourselves at the beginning that we're all struggling with a lot of things. We all still trying to find ourselves on a daily basis.
Oh, even until the day we die.
It's never ending. So the good thing about this podcast is that for me personally, I get to learn I get the first seat, the front row seat to meet these people, that inspiring people, those people that can change me the most. So it's not just our listeners getting the value, but I am getting the value first. I want to know what's relatable to me first. I don't know whether to call it selfish, but it actually, if it helps me, it should help a lot of people. So we talk a lot about even starting from content creating to relationships, to family constellation. We talk about human design. We talk about grief, anything that, because a person goes through a lot in their lives, through the ups and downs, all those, unbelievable things. So I want that particular episode to match this particular moment of your life. So it did. So
do you remember, probably top 3 is probably too much, maybe top 2 of the episodes and the guests that you invited that make you, that was wow.
There's a lot of things, a lot of financial talking in these days. But finance is not math. It's not just math, just science that you need to calculate and gain money from it. But there's a lot of psychology behind it.
Interesting.
So I talked to Coach Yuza about money psychology, relationships with money. One of the examples, one of the things that he told me that sticks in me up until now, that was season 3 last season. He told me that a baby during pregnancy, if the mother feels stressful, the baby can feel it.
Yes.
And it's stressful about money. For example, if the mother thinking about what to eat the next day, and then she has a baby in her stomach, in her belly, thinking that the stress comes to her. So whatever the mother feels from pregnancy until 4 years old, the baby feels, the kid feels. And then after that, the father figure plays part from 4 years old to about teenager. The way that the father always stays late for work, always thinks about money first, work first, then family second. It matters to the kid. Right. For example, my own dad, my own father, leaves home about 6 a.m. every day. For me, that's how I think we should work, unconsciously.
Right.
I copied what my father was doing.
Right.
So those things, we learn about money psychologically.
That's amazing.
I mean, it's true. I mean, it's true. How people become greedy, how people become stingy, frugal, all things related to what
It's
happens.
from the baby, from that. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, because it goes past through, right?
Yeah,
It makes sense or not. I'm definitely going to listen to that with my husband. I'm going to make him sit down and listen to it with me.
Baby, you need to be home at 5 p.m.
Yes, so we're going to watch this together. We're going to learn together. But again, there are so many, all the interviewees or the guests that you have, these are 80-plus rock stars, prominent and influential people, and even, like you said, the underdogs, right? And this has also become the theme for your
Season 4.
Season 4. So it's like 120 episodes now. You guys are going through
112.
112. So it's been a lot, right? So what can we expect, especially from underdog now?
Underdogs are the people who you never see sometimes, even you never know before.
Yes.
But it gives you values that will stay longer than you think.
Yeah.
We had Dedi Vansopi, latest episode. We're talking about his book. He's talking about kindness. That kindness is supposed to be normal. You don't see someone, a parent so kind to its children is something special that has to go on social media.
Right.
It's just the way parents are.
Right.
We want to give. We want to give the best to the children.
Yes.
And that's normal. So we want to say that kindness is supposed to be normal in so many ways.
Right.
Rather than just to show it, to flex it on social media. Those
I
days.
love that. Flex it. Yeah, I mean, it's a part of us, right? And then sometimes we just forget because we're seeing in social media a lot of quotes about kindness. And sometimes we realize, do we really need to be reminded that much? Actually, we're born with it. This has to be with us.
Agreed. Agreed.
And who else is going to be in the 4th season?
I see the last 2 episodes are gaining tractions a lot because of before Dedi, we were talking to Henry Manampiring.
About stoicism?
About stoicism.
Oh my gosh,
Teras.
of course.
We asked the question that we become the devil's advocate.
Good.
That we challenge stoicism. It means that you don't care about others, those things. It's not that. He explained it very well in the episode. And he's not that underdog, but he is to a lot more people.
Yes.
A lot more people should know him, should know his book, should know stoicism better.
Of course. And it's like if we see it in the bigger landscape of podcasts, I love podcasts like yours, right? And it's like I've been listening to podcasts like yours. Well, back then it's actually a YouTube channel. I wonder if you're familiar with The School of Life?
Yeah.
By Alain de Botton, that philosopher from the UK. There's this one sentence that always comes in my mind. It's like, hey, if you want to make quality content, you won't get as many tractions as the popular, sensational, crazy content. So what is the landscape now, about 6 years later? Is it a little bit more optimistic? I mean, when competing with more sensational contents, right?
Ooh, I'm not the expert on this.
Right.
But I listened to Gary Vee as well. Gary told me, even in our podcast, he told me that when should I asked him, when should I make content a podcast that, I want to know to get the numbers more. Should I make anything demi content?
Yes.
And stuff like that. And sensational, viral. But he said that if you start being unhappy on making your content, then you should stop doing your content. So my barometer is, happiness.
Yes.
If I'm
Right.
still happy doing this, I hope I'm not happy doing virality and all this controversial stuff. But so far, I'm still happy doing this. And the biggest reason I'm happy is because every time we get these feedback,
Yeah.
the personal feedback, not the numbers,
Yes.
but the DMs, the comments, it changed my life. I'm beginning to know about this. I'm learning this. Like season 1, we talked about remote working. And suddenly pandemic hits.
Oh
And
my.
suddenly work from home. We didn't
Right.
know anything about it,
Yes,
but we already have the mindset of remote working. You
Yeah.
should be working an office, a house, even a cafe. It's
A
not your-
villa, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah,
It's
wherever.
It's your mentality of how you work. It's not where.
Yeah.
So, and we talk about a lot of things. We talk about blockchain before it was like hitting all-time high and stuff
Yes.
like that. So yeah, I see the impact still
Yes.
there. So I won't stop making it. So I hope.
Fantastic.
And it seems like you guys can see the future, you know, with the content and whatnot.
Yeah.
Now, speaking about the future, how do you foresee the creative digital industry, especially right here in Indonesia? And what's next for 30 Days of Lunch?
Yeah.
We play season by season.
Okay.
30 episodes per 30 episodes. I hope we
Yeah.
finish every 30 episodes.
Yeah.
We want to be able to, I don't know, I want to connect more people.
Yeah.
I want to get touch to, the reason why we're still doing the podcast in Bahasa Indonesia is because we need to reach Indonesian more.
Yeah.
Because basically, Jakarta speaks a lot good English, but out there,
Yeah, of course.
they could be challenging. We want to connect them to them
Yeah.
more. We want to reach this people that cannot be reached, unreachable people, to them. We will bring it to them.
Yeah.
We still keep doing it. We're still gonna go with. I hope we have more hosts, not just me and Ruby. I hope we have this to be a movement to connect people,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And you should have Marissa as the guest host because, no, by the way, not just because I'm friends with her for more than 5 years, but she's the one that introduced me with Stoicism. She's the one who has like the most peaceful and like one of the kindest person that I ever met. Like her soul. You should dig deep to her soul right there, by the way.
No, it's
Thank you
trying.
so much.
Thank you. Okay, you're so kind. You see, it's like kindness should be mainstream, right? Thank you, Kay, and also thank you, Ario Pratomo. I mean, it's like keep inspiring with all of your content.
Thank you.
We are loyal listeners, and hopefully your listeners will grow more and more and more. Because I really do believe that people who, if we have a society that is less angry, more thoughtful, they will make better decisions for themselves and for society. So hopefully this is going to be one of the movements that we can create
Yeah,
together.
cleansing the soul with 30 Days of Lunch.
Exactly. There
Wow,
you go.
nice.
And now we're going to take a little break. When we come back, we'll bring you a recap of the news stories from around the globe. Stay with us.